Oh, YouTube! Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous tag team champions and feel the power. Yeah, it wasn't as cool as I thought it'd be. You asked for it. It's here. That's right. How I would break up the New Day in a fantasy booking video here on SCW. But before we start, please like the video, share as well, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment and let me know what you think of this fantasy booking idea and how you would break up the New Day if they were to break up in WWE. So the things you need to know going into this video, of course, go back to Wrestlemania 35, Kofi Mania, Kofi winning the WWE Championship. Of course, you go back to last year in October when Big E cashed in Money in the Bank to become WWE Champion on Raw. We have to remember as well, some would say perhaps a lackluster championship reign as well for Big E, of course, losing the championship at day one and still hasn't got a one-on-one rematch for that championship since at the time of recording. And of course, Xavier Woods, or King Woods if you want, your current King of the Ring. And one other note as well, we are going to include the Sheamus and Ridge Holland storyline that is going on currently on SmackDown in WWE, but we're not going to focus on it in the same way as WWE will, because we're going to look to try and build a New Day triple threat match for WrestleMania 38. Because in my opinion, a New Day triple threat match, for me, it's WrestleMania worthy, so that's the stage that I would want it on. Are WWE going to do it? Of course they're not, so definitely look at this with a bit of fantasy booking fun. And we're actually going to start going back in time now to this past Friday on SmackDown, the night before the Madison Square Garden show. That's right, because we're going to rearrange a few things in WWE storytelling because, well, the New Day, Big E is going to come out to the ring and say he wants a WrestleMania moment. He's seen his friends do some big things. He's seen Kofi do Kofi Mania. He wants to have that run at WrestleMania with a big single star, a breakout moment, because not long ago he was a WWE champion. He is aware that 2022 has not started the way it should have done for Big E, losing the championship on day one, not really having a good run in the Royal Rumble, only lasting a few short minutes, losing clean as well to other top challengers like Seth Rollins, and being quietly drafted over to SmackDown. Yes, it's good to feel it back home on the blue brand, but he wants a potential breakout moment so he can go for the winner of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar coming out of WrestleMania 38. Because, after all, Big E still hasn't had his one-on-one rematch after dropping the championship at day one. And remember, the same thing happened to Kofi after he lost the WWE Championship. He went so long before he got an opportunity to go for the championship. Big E doesn't want to be forgotten about. He wants to go for the gold once again. And dare I say it, this will be the start of a redemption story for Big E and the main event scene in WWE. This is where Kofi Kingston would come out and actually interrupt Big E and say, Big E, I understand you want that breakout moment and I've got your full support and I've got your back along the way, but I've already spoken to Adam Pearce and I've got us a special match that could get us on the card at WrestleMania, going for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. In fact, we have got a #1 contenders match booked for tonight against the Viking Raiders, Sheamus and Ridge Holland, and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. The winner of this goes on to Mania to take on the Usos. Now, Big E, of course, spending so much time away from the New Day of late, has got used to being that single star, has been used to climbing up the ladder as a single star. Big E says, look, this is something that we've done in the past, but this is not something really I see as part of my future. Yes, we've been teaming up a little bit since I've come back to SmackDown, but I really want that special moment at WrestleMania. Let's not forget, Kofi Mania happened to you a couple of years ago. You got your WrestleMania moment. I really want mine as a singles star. But before we can get much more of a back and forth between Kofi and Big E on what Big E should do, if he should be going for singles glory, whether he should go for tag team glory, Adam Pearce comes out and reminds Big E this match is already signed for this evening. So Big E will be competing in this match, whether it's something he wants to go for or not. But one thing he can also look forward to, because he has not actually had his one-on-one opportunity for the WWE Championship since losing it, Bobby Lashley is out of the Madison Square Garden show and instead taking on Brock Lesnar will be Big E. So Big E has an opportunity to find two ways into WrestleMania, but he does suggest that Big E gives his all tonight because, well, if he was to lose against Brock Lesnar, this is his last shot on getting on the WrestleMania card of getting a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Big E looks happy and prepared for this, and he's willing to give everything in that tag team match, and he cannot wait to get himself to MSG. But before we can get to those matches, Kofi gives a present to Big E before the match. Of course, it's the ATV, that's right, his ride that he's been running around on SmackDown for the last couple of weeks. That way he can go to the ring in style. We then have the Fatal 4-Way, but unfortunately things don't quite work out for the New Day, for Big E and for Kofi. They do come up short on this effort, taken out of the match by Sheamus and Ridge Holland on the floor. And eventually the pinfall is sorted out inside the ring with Shinsuke Nakamura and Boogs picking up the victory over Eric of the Viking Raiders. So Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs go on to WrestleMania to take on the Usos, which we know in storyline terms actually has really started this week on SmackDown. They can carry on their own path. And, well, Kofi and Big E have come up short. So all the pressure now is on Big E to beat that single star, to go to MSG, to replace Bobby Lashley, to get back to where he was as WWE Champion. Who knows? Maybe there could be a WWE Championship match coming his way at WrestleMania. Well, sadly, despite putting a great effort at Madison Square Garden, he does fall short once again. That's a familiar pattern in 2022. Big E does not walk away victorious against the Beast incarnate. Brock Lesnar retains the championship. The beatdown goes as expected. What happened on the MSG show afterwards with Roman Reigns, but Big E is left without a place going into WrestleMania. So what is going to happen when it comes to the following SmackDown? Well, Big E comes down to the ring once again and says, look, we found last week with the Tag Team Championship match, I just fell short of beating Brock Lesnar in Madison Square Garden, but I need to find a way at WrestleMania. I need to have a match that means something, and I know Adam Pearce has said that our opportunities are probably taken away from us. I'm going to make my opportunity for WrestleMania 38. I will not be denied this redemption story. In fact, there's a dream match I've always wanted. There's someone I want to throw a challenge out to, and that person is Bill Goldberg. I want Goldberg at WrestleMania 38. Adam Pearce comes out and says, look, I'm very sorry, but unfortunately Goldberg will not be competing at WrestleMania 38 after he had his match with Roman Reigns. He is not medically cleared, therefore we're not going to get that match at WrestleMania 38. So Big E left disappointed in the ring once again, but backstage he's confronted by Kofi Kingston, who has managed to negotiate a brand new idea. In fact, both him and Big E could be a part of the WrestleMania kickoff match with Sheamus and Ridge Holland. They could have a tag team match on the WrestleMania kickoff, and that could be their way forward. And Big E, unfortunately, just doesn't accept it, doesn't want it. He says, look, Kofi, you've had your Mania moment, but what happened to you? You used to be a guy that wanted the single glory. You were a champion. You were an inspiration to everybody. And now, for some reason, you're happy to settle for a WrestleMania kickoff? We can do better than this. In fact, I don't want that match on WrestleMania kickoff. In fact, if we've got to do that match, let's do it tonight. So to go to do that match tonight instead, it is moved to the SmackDown show. The beatdown is done as expected on SmackDown, of course, this past week, where Sheamus and Ridge Holland never did the match, and they took the ATV to the back and absolutely destroyed it. There we go. So we've got a bit of continuity with the actual storytelling. We get to the following week on SmackDown, and a rematch is set for Big E and Kofi against Sheamus and Ridge Holland on SmackDown. Big E says, look, I wanted to do my thing at WrestleMania. I wanted singles glory. I understand it seems like it's not going to happen. Kofi, you were right. It's all about the team. It's all about the New Day. I take back what I've said in previous weeks. And after what happened last week, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, there is payback coming their way. So let's go out there and teach them a lesson not to mess with you or I. So it goes then to the tag team match. We see both New Day members seemingly on the same page. After a little bit of arguing, a bit of friction, you can say, back and forth the last couple of weeks, it comes to the tag team match. But unfortunately, things still don't go quite right. Kofi Kingston eats himself a broad kick and therefore is pinned 1, 2, 3. Sheamus and Ridge Holland win the match, and all you can see is Kofi laid out in the middle of the ring and Big E sitting on the side apron of the ring, disappointed, seemingly a little bit angry. But he seems to get himself into the ring, help his tag team partner. He picks Kofi up, he looks him in the eye, and he thinks enough is enough, and he picks up Kofi and he drops him with a big ending in the ring, turning heel. Fans shot to the middle of the ring, staring over a broken down Kofi in the middle of the ring. That image, that visual there. Why Big E? Why? And it's quite clear, Big E wants himself that singles glory. He wants to have that redemption story. He sees himself as that main event talent who is being held back by Kofi Kingston. We get to the following week of SmackDown when Big E actually explains his actions, what I've just told you on microphone, but he's interrupted by a return. That's right, King Woods, Xavier Woods, returns back to WWE and says, look, you've knocked down our brother, our fallen friend. How could you do that to Kofi? How could you do that to us as a part of the New Day? I may have been away, but I'm back now. We can fix this. We can work it out. We can be a team once again. But Big E not willing for that. He says, look, you two, you seem good as a tag team. You go off and do your tag team thing. Kofi didn't want to bet himself. You've gone and betted yourself. You've become king of the ring. Why are you sort of then going back into doing tag team matches with Kofi? You could be a single star. You should be looking to try and push for that championship as well. Where Xavier then says, well, look, I have aspirations to get to the top. You've both been WWE champion. I'm the one of us that hasn't been a world champion. Of course, it's something I want to do, but we're a team. We're brothers. We do what's best for us. And if we can go for the tag team championships, it's a win for all of us. If one of us can be the world champion, it's a win for all of us. It's not about me. The story is about us. To where Big E then replies, yeah, the story isn't about you. And actually, the story isn't about Kofi. And let me tell you now, the story isn't about us. The story is about me. And Big E picks up Xavier Woods and drops him also with a big ending. So 2 weeks in a row, and both New Day members outside of Big E have been laid out via big endings. We get to the following week on SmackDown, and it's not about Big E for this week. No, it's about Kofi and Xavier Woods, because both of them want a singles match with Big E at WrestleMania, both pleading with Adam Pearce to find room on the card, to get them as a part of it, to get a one-on-one match with Big E. And of course, Adam Pearce says, look, I do have space for one more match, and do you know what? This does seem like a match that I just can't turn down, but there's only room for one of you then. Let's have a singles match. Who is the better man? Who is the one that can fill the spot? Let's have Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods, our main event on SmackDown this week. And as we know, both are two great single stars, put on a hell of a TV main event as well. 15-20 minutes allocated time for these two, lots of near falls. Who is going to be the person who wants though to take on Big E at WrestleMania? Well, it's undecided because Big E runs in and attacks both members with steel chairs. Therefore, we do not get a decided winner on who is going to take on Big E at WrestleMania. Instead, Big E grabs the microphone, and instead of being a cowardly heel, we get more of an impactful, dangerous heel, as saying, look, obviously I've now got a spot on WrestleMania. I had a choice of facing one of these guys. I think I should be put in the ring against both of these guys, because it looks like I need to put both of these guys behind me to get my redemption story kicked off. I need to get rid of the New Day out of my life, and I need to be pushing on as me, Big E, the single star, the main event of WWE. Adam Pearce then actually agrees to this match idea, as we couldn't get a winner. It gets all three on the card. A New Day triple threat match does seem WrestleMania worthy, so he grants that as a triple threat match. And of course, the build does continue. In the middle of the week, WWE 2K22 has been released. Of course, we've got Xavier Woods doing his up, up, down, down live stream, but of course, on a live stream, he gets attacked from behind from Big E. And of course, you look at the people that were aligned with Xavier Woods, of course, with his sort of Uno sort of plays on the channel with the likes of Cesaro, Adam Cole, Tyler Breeze. None of them are with WWE anymore. So Big E knows, look, no one's got your back while we're doing these live streams. No one's here to save you. No one's here to help you. I knew that I could come in. I know where you are at all times. I can make an attack and I can leave you laid out. There is no one here to help. So Big E takes over that live stream, shows he can destroy Xavier Woods, and then ends that live stream off. So we've got a bit of social media adding in. It's not just WWE TV that plays this story. We get then to Wrestlemania Smackdown. That's right, the night before WrestleMania Night 1. And there is the question in the air, will Xavier Woods make it to WrestleMania after that beatdown in his studio for Up, Up, Down, Down in the week? We get the studio from home where Xavier Woods can give his update that he will be fit to go, even though he will not perhaps be 100%. He is not going to back down from Big E, and he is going to show that he is the most dominant member of the New Day. He's king of the ring, and he plans to remain showing that he is the king of the ring come WrestleMania. Kofi also has his say on the situation. He says, look, he has regret for what happened with Xavier Woods, hopes that he'll make WrestleMania, but the revenge to be made is him on Big E. Nothing's going to get in his way of getting revenge. And yes, he remembers what it was like to have Kofi main. He remembers what it was like to be in the main event. In fact, Big E, you've woke him up for this spot. In fact, Kofi is going to be the one going for the championship after this. Yes, we have a King of the Ring in this match. Yes, we have a former WWE champion of this year in this match. But Kofi knows he can get to that place once again. He is going to be walking out of WrestleMania the victor. So that's your build there. Let's get to WrestleMania itself then, shall we? Of course, going into the match itself, it will start off a bit like where it's a 2-on-1 with Kofi and Xavier trying to get the better of Big E in the match. Therefore, Big E is the heel. The other two are the baby faces. But of course, when you're trying to get that pinfall, when you're trying to get that submission, all of a sudden, that teamwork is going to break down. But of course, in places of this match, for convenience, when the New Day want to get one-upsmanships, we can see a lot of their best tag team moves, tag team finishes done in the match on each other to try and better off. But we can try and keep Big E as much out of that as possible. I'd rather keep it with Kofi and Xavier doing those team moves of the three rather than Big E involved, because I want to keep Big E as that separate entity, because Big E will find a way to pick up a victory in this match. He will hit big endings on both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. He'll come out of WrestleMania as a more refreshed, dominating heel figure in WWE, looking to get back into that main event. The redemption story is on, and he can move himself back towards the main event scene. As for Kofi and Xavier, are they going to be on good terms? No, they're not outside of WrestleMania. One of them took the pinfall. One of them took their WrestleMania moment away, and it also took away both of them getting the opportunity to get revenge on Big E. So for that, they're going to blame each other. We're going to get a Kofi versus Xavier Woods program going out of WrestleMania. And to just make it a bit more interesting as well, they can actually fight over the King of the Ring crown as well. So that can add a bit of stakes to their match. Instead of Sir Kofi, we could get King Kofi, and well, Xavier Woods could go back to not being King of Ring whatsoever. There was no more New Day. WWE have had their time. They started in 2014, but in 2022, that's it. 8 years of power positivity. But to finish off, well, it ended a bit sour. So that's how I'd break up the New Day if I was to be fancy booking for you now here in WWE. How would you break up the New Day? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing your suggestions. If you liked this video, then hit the thumb up button. Of course, as well, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell as well. Turn the setting to all, each and every time a video is released. More videos will be on the way as we go on the road towards WrestleMania 38. So make sure SCW is the place for you. And in the meantime, why not check out some of these videos that are on your screen right about now. But thank you for watching. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your day. You've been watching SCW here on YouTube. Take care.